If you want to begin automating all the really annoying, boring tasks that you have to do in Google Drive, such as uploading files and grabbing them and moving them and, updating spreadsheets like your end of day report or balance sheet or whatever it is, this video is going to show you the first step in that, which is connecting your Google Drive and Google services to the automation platform n8n. The good news is that you only have to do this once, and then you can start setting up all the automations to handle these repetitive tasks. The bad news is that it's a pain in the ass, which is why I'm making this video to help you get it done quicker. To show how this works, I've got a very basic automation here. What this automation is going to do is we are going to write some content, and then it's going to convert that to a file over here, and then it's going to upload it to our Google Drive. The thing that we need to focus on today is in this node here, this upload file, this Google Drive node, we need to get the credentials to connect to it. I've got my credentials over here, but let's make a new one. So we'll go to create new credentials. And as you can see on this page, if we're trying to create Google Drive credentials, we have this OAuth redirect URL, and we have this client ID and client secret. And what the hell is all this stuff? I don't know, but we can't exactly sign into Google in a regular way. And the reason is that we actually have to create an app that we then can sign into. And that's where the complication comes from. But we're going to go through it step by step, and you'll have it set up very quickly. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go to console.cloud.google.com, hit enter. It's going to take you to this welcome page. Click on your projects up here, which is next to the Google Cloud emblem, and you can click on the project that you're currently at. You can click New Project, and we can call it My Project 32571. Doesn't sound very sexy, but we could say something like Google Drive integration, something like that. Put it into the organization that you have there. And then the location, which is the organization that this project belongs to, and then just hit create. And then after it's created, we can just select the project over here. So now we're in the project, the Google Drive integration project that we've just created. The first thing we need to do is we need to enable Google Drive through the API. So we're going to go from this page, quick access. We're going to click APIs and services. And then we got all these different Google services. There's a bajillion of them. What we want to find is Google Drive. So we're going to click Library. Go to the search bar and click Google Drive over here. So now the first result that's come up is the Google Drive API. So we're going to click that. And then we have to click Enable over here, which is this button. Okay, so now we got Google Drive API connected, good to go. Once we've got that enabled, now we have to configure our OAuth consent screen. So we're going to click on that. Let's get started in configuring our OAuth screen. So what we've got to do is create a Google app that we can connect to through n8n. This doesn't really matter too much. You can call it whatever you want. It's never really going to be public, but let's just go through it anyway. So this one we're going to call this app upload file to drive, okay? And then we're going to add our support email. So for me, the support email is going to be my email over here. And then after that, we can hit next. So now we've got the audience here. What this basically means is if you click internal, then when you sign into Google in n8n, then the email that you use to sign in needs to be part of the same organization that this app in the Google Cloud Console is a part of. If you plan on using this with a different Google Drive account or whatever it is, then you can hit external, and it says that you need to verify the app, but you don't need to really worry about verifying it if you're just going to use it in test mode, which means no one else is going to be using the app except for you anyway. So I'm going to hit external just to show you, and then we're going to click next. So the contact information is going to be how they're going to notify you if there's any changes. So you can just chuck your email in there. So I'll just do mine, and then we're going to hit finish. So once that's done, then we're going to hit create, and we've got our app ready to go. Okay, so we've set up our app, and now the next thing we need to do, if you're using n8n, which is hosted by n8n, we need to go to branding over here. Here we need to add the authorized domain, which is going to be the n8n.cloud instance. So we're going to go down here to authorized domains, and we're going to click add domain. And now we're going to paste in n8n.cloud. And that's going to allow n8n.cloud to authenticate with our app. And after we hit save, that should be sorted. So we've enabled Google Drive, we've created our app, and now we've also added the authorized domains. And the next thing we need to do is to create the OAuth credentials. So let's do that. So to create the OAuth client, now we're in the Google Auth platform overview. And over here, it says you haven't configured any OAuth clients for this project. We're going to change that now. We're going to click Create OAuth Client on the right here. And then we're going to select the application type. So for this, we're going to do a web application. So we'll name this n8n Super Automation. That's maybe not the most creative name I've ever thought of, but that's okay. So the thing we need to do here is we need to adjust this authorized redirect URIs. So this one, when we're in n8n, in the credential space, which we'll go to now, let me just create a new credential over here, and we're going to make it Drive, Google Drive OAuth API. Click that. So as you can see, we've got this OAuth redirect URL over here. So we want to copy that, and then we want to paste this in our Google Drive console over here. So if we add URI, we'll paste that over there. So this is going to allow us to respond to the request to redirect after we've consented. And as you can see here, we've got the OAuth client created, and we've got our client ID, which is over here. So now let's copy the client ID, and we've got one piece of the puzzle that we need, which is over here. So we've got client ID. Let's just paste in the client ID that they've given us. And the next thing we need to do is find our client secret. So let's go and do that. Once we've created our clients, the OAuth 2 client, we're going to be on this page over here. If you're not on this page, then you can just go and click on clients over here. And we're going to jump into n8n Super Automation. And as you can see, we've got the client secret over here. So this is what we are going to use in order to paste into our credential on n8n. So we're going to go back to n8n over here, and we're going to paste that over there. And as you can see, once we've done that, now we've got this sign in with Google button that has come up. So let's click on that button. Now we've got the ability to sign into our Google account. So I'm going to click on my account over here. We're going to sign in. What you can do here is just click allow. Once you've done that, the connection is successful, which is awesome. So now I'm just going to rename this so I know which one I'm using. And now our credential is set up. So let's go back. So I'm going to switch the automation off, and we're just going to use the other credentials. So we're going to go into this node, and we're going to select the Google Drive tutorial auth over here. And now we're going to just test our automation to make sure that it works. So we're going to go to the test URL, execute step, and we're going to go test file. This is a test to see if the automation works. Hit submit. And then after that, we're going to convert it to a file in this one. So we're going to just hit execute step over here, converts it to a file. And now we are going to try to upload. So as you can see, we've got the same credentials over here. We've got the same folder that we're trying to access. Hit execute step. And okay, and it works. Awesome. So now we got our test file here. This is a test to see if the automation works. And yeah, it's working.